Hey guys, so today I decided to take a look at Bitcoin because a couple of interesting things happened over the weekend and some other interesting things have been announced in the news, so let's just dive straight into it. So the very first thing that I can see on the daily chart, for example, it's pretty obvious, is that there is this support slash resistance level around the 90k, and as you can see we just sliced right through it last week, and then we had a small rebounds to it and then we just fell off again. But if I take a look at the 12 hours, I can see, for example, that this was the lowest level in the past 7 days, which is around 80 to 82k, something like this. Now, if you watched my Bitcoin short from a few days ago, you'd be already at 10% in profit. And this is the same exact setup that I also shared in that YouTube short. So I drew these two lines at 91, 92k and 81, 82k to highlight this range. And then I said, okay, let's open a short or a long every time the price hits one of these two levels. I also highlighted in the past that there's also another support level at around 100k, which is pretty obvious. It's a psychological level for everyone. It's a big round number. And I already mentioned that if this 92 level wouldn't hold, we will have a breakout and then the next level to take the profits will be 100k. Obviously this did not happen. We went further down, but the 100k level, we're going to get to that in a minute. Now, my idea for the short term on BTC basically remains the same. So it's to either long or short within this range. And if any breakout happens, just look for a retest. And honestly, I think we're in a quite comfortable position right now because any trade that you take from one of these two levels is a 10-12% trade without even considering leverage. And the reason why I say this is a comfortable trade, at least for me, is because I don't really think Bitcoin is going up anytime soon, and this is mainly for two reasons. So the first obvious one is that we are down, I think, over 30% from all-time highs. Yeah, 31% as of now, and it's been down only for the past 2 months. This type of movements, it's kind of unlikely that it's just going to V-bounce and go up again. Usually there is a consolidation period around this time, especially on a higher time frame like this one. This is a daily time frame, so it's very unlikely that it's going to do any volatile movement. Also because it would be kind of crazy to expect, I don't know, even 100k by Christmas. It's less than a month from now. And the second reason that I want to share with you is because of these two lines right here. So these are the EMAs 50 days and 200 days. These are very common indicators used by a lot of people in trading, and basically they highlight the moving average, so the price average of the past 50 days with the blue line and 200 days with the red line. It's a pretty simple indicator, but it's still effective, especially on the high time frames. And what you can observe here from the daily chart is that the EMA for 50 days, the blue one, has been above the red line for quite a long time now, from October 2023, so it's been more than 2 years. And generally, when you have the blue line above the red one, so 50 days above the 200, it means that it's a bullish sentiment, it's a bullish period. And that's exactly it. It's been up for 2 years now. But as you can see, things are quite changing because we had this cross right here. So when this happens, it's either a dead cross like this one or a golden cross if the blue one is below the red one and it just goes above. This doesn't look great, obviously, because it's been a very long time since the EMA 50 has been below the 200. When something like this happens, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's over. Bitcoin is going to go down, we're going to enter into the bear market phase, and that's it. No, most of the time, especially after these very big bullish movements, most of the time, like any big movements being up or down, there is a consolidation period, and this, I think, is going to be no different, honestly. It's not going to be immediately a bear market, even if we had this dead cross right here. If we go a bit more back in time to 2021, 2022, you can see that it happened pretty much the same thing. So we had this very bullish period where the EMA 50 was above the 200. Then as soon as it crossed, it doesn't mean that Bitcoin essentially went to zero. It actually consolidated for quite a while from May 2021 until July. Then it just went above, then it just crossed again. This is a very volatile period, but it's also kind of consolidating. So as I said, it doesn't necessarily mean that Bitcoin is going to go down any further. Another reason why I don't really think Bitcoin is going to go up anytime soon is because these two lines oftentimes also act as support resistance in a way. So like the price actually bounces from this level when it touches the lines. And if this is going to be the case again, let's just say that Bitcoin rallies up from here and tries to break the 92 level and goes at least to 100k, not even to all-time highs, you're going to go through the blue line, so the 50 EMA, and also the 200, the red line, which is even more difficult to break. So to summarize, I think that Bitcoin in the short term will trade within a range. Not that necessarily this one, could be also a wider range, but a range nonetheless. And we're not going to have any price pump, at least for the short term, which could be somewhere between 1 to 2 months at least. But on the other hand, if this doesn't consolidate yet at these two levels and it just goes down even further, we are basically cooked. Because the next support level below 81, 82k is around 72 to even 75k. It's more of a range, not exactly an exact price level. I don't think this cycle is over yet, and there's also been a couple of news recently which kind of give me confidence that we're not going to zero. So the first and obvious one, which just happened a few hours ago, is the announcement from the US Federal Reserve that the quantitative tightening is ending from December, which in short means that there's going to be more liquidity into the markets, not just necessarily crypto, but the markets in general. So this is kind of a bullish signal for the rest of the next year. And another news, which is a bit more directly correlated to Bitcoin, is about Strategy, which is the Michael Saylor's company. And Michael Saylor, for those who don't know, is the guy that is basically hoarding all Bitcoins in existence. I think he holds something like 3% of the total supply right now. And Strategy basically announced that they're going to establish a 1.4 billion dividend reserve, with the goal to basically pay dividends to stockholders of the Strategy stock for at least 24 months. This essentially means something for Bitcoin. It means that no matter the price action, the Bitcoin price, for 24 months, we cannot expect Strategy to sell any Bitcoin, which, yes, was on the table, but essentially means that we're going to have 2 years stress-free where the biggest holder of Bitcoin on the planet is not going to touch them. So we do not expect any sell pressure for them. So that's kind of it for my ideas around Bitcoin for the rest of December. I don't think there's going to be anything else. There's not much to do at this level unless you already had an open position. If you opened a short at 91, 92k, congrats. Always remember to pay yourself. Don't wait until you're going to retrace the whole trade or you're going to get liquidated. In the next few days, I'll probably take a look at other assets like Ethereum or XRP because I think there's going to be some more interesting trades around there. As long as Bitcoin doesn't pull any weird moves, I think we can actually find some good positions to enter for the next couple of days. So stay tuned, remember to subscribe and like this video, and I'll see you to the next one. Bye.